You guys are far too kind. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. So I want to start my talk today with a quote from Steve Jobs. We were like, the tech guy is here. All right, so he said something, and I think Nancy also mentioned it. He said, everything that you see today was made by someone that is even not, is no smarter than you. And as we all know, tech is changing the world at a rapid pace. And it has become critical to the successes of businesses all over the world. So my name is Kelvin Umechukwu. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Bumpa, also the founder of Consonance Club. I am an engineer, entrepreneur, and a community builder. And over the course of the next few minutes, I am going to be talking about the growing impact of technology on today's business world. So one of the notable trends that we've seen in the business world today is that most of the tech companies most of the world's largest companies are actually tech companies. Actually, 7 of the top 10 companies of the largest companies by market capitalization are actually tech companies. And these are companies that have been able to leverage technology, either by building it or leveraging the technology, to build innovative products and services. They've been able to streamline their operations, and they've been able to reach customers in new and effective ways. These companies have been able to achieve incredible successes because of the fact that they are able to use technology to their own advantage. So stay with me. I'm taking us through a journey. Now, one thing that you would notice is that there are so many breakthroughs that we've seen in the world that we know today. So we've probably heard of we know the telephone, we know the computers, mobile, internet, you know of social media, you know blockchain, and more recently, we're now hearing about artificial intelligence. Now, all of these breakthroughs, all of these technological advancements have been able to change the way we live, we interact with one another, the way we engage with one another. So, for instance, Google have revolutionized the way that we search for information. Before now, if I was going to search for something, I'll probably need printed materials, I would need the encyclopedia. Even just finding this place from where I was coming, I needed Google Maps just because I was searching for a new location. YouTube, TikTok, Netflix, they have reimagined the way we create, consume, and even distribute video content. You have the likes of Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, that have also changed the way we engage with one another, the way we interact with one another. All of these companies have been able to change the way we do things, the way we live. Everything that we do today have been because of these companies leveraging technology. Now, beyond building this technology, we're also seeing that people are making success by also using these technologies. So what we are seeing is that these technologies are creating new industries and even new ways to make money. So we have Instagram have been built, and people are making money with it. And then you have influencers using Instagram to also make money. Everybody here knows YouTube, yes? YouTube was created in 2005, by Steve Chen, Chad Hurley, and a few others. And it was sold for $1.7 billion to Google. Now, Google has been able to grow YouTube to over 2.6 billion monthly active customers and are making close to $30 billion yearly. because they've been able to build YouTube. But also, let's look at the other part. We're seeing there's someone called Mr. Beast. Who have heard of Mr. Beast? Ah, okay. Interesting. So Mr. Beast, he has over 200 million subscribers on YouTube. He's literally the one that has the most subscribers on YouTube. And this guy is a 24-year-old dropout and makes more than 50 million USD every single year because of YouTube. Now, the two examples I just mentioned is an example of someone building tech and someone leveraging on tech. Yes? Are we still together? All right. So we're now saying that most people are figuring out ways to use technology to grow their business, to build their brands, to automate different processes. And there's so many benefits that we are seeing today from technology, from automation to get ease. Beyond that, there's monetization, there's decentralization. When I say decentralization, it means someone just seated here can basically start earning money with Uber, for instance. Uber has created that decentralization to the taxi business. You've seen Cotty here has been able to become a filmmaker by just starting to use these tools. Like she didn't have to go through all the filmmaker school. She didn't have to do anything, but just the fact that this technology has basically decentralized how we do things, how she is going to be earning money. And this is super interesting, and I want to take it to the business part, which is my expertise as we support thousands of businesses in Nigeria. Small businesses have started seeing the importance of using technology to leveraging technology to grow their businesses. But this was not the case a few years ago. So when I was going to enter university, I think this was about 2011 or 2012. What I realized was that I saw a lot of businesses, around us where I lived. But I went to school for 5 years to study mechanical engineering, OAU. I came back, and what I noticed shocked me is the fact that most of the businesses were either dead or they have basically remained the same. Now, this is an industry that basically needs technology. But for most of the small businesses we have, they see it as a nice to have. It's not really for me, it's for all these young people. But there's so much value that people that are using technology have been able to achieve or get because they use this technology. Take, for instance, there's a lady called Folashade. She's a customer at Bumpa. I got to meet Folashade over 18 months ago. And when I knew Folashade, she had her small shop in Ibadan. Yes? So she wanted, now she has been seeing how people are using social media to, to make more money, to grow their business. And she wanted that. She joined our platform. Thankfully, at the time, we were also creating a lot of different, trainings for business owners to basically leverage tech. And she started using these technologies. She basically started on Instagram, driving demand to her store. Now, 18 months later, Folashade has 3 stores in 2 different states. She's been able to make over 50 million naira in revenue. She sells now to international customers because we basically provided her with a website and how she manages her business. She also has 5 staff. Now, this is a lady that, she didn't even want to do business. She's a graduate, so she did not even see herself doing it. It was just like a side thing for her. And this is basically one thing that is the biggest difference between how we think about businesses here and how businesses is done in other countries. Now, businesses, if you notice in other countries, you'll see that it is usually passed down to generations, because they actually try to make each business a big business. But small businesses are not necessarily designed that way because we always think small about it. You're only just, Sade here is probably just doing, say, I sell this abaya that you guys are wearing. But it's, you call it boo-boo. I sell those things, but it's on the side. I'm doing this thing, but it's on the side. And it's all good, but the mandate that I'm here to talk about is how you can start using technology. You can start leveraging technology to build and to grow your business. So, interestingly, one thing that I've figured out, and this is one of the biggest things, is that every business today is a tech business. Or every business should be a tech business. Are we together? So you're either doing one of two things. You're either building tech, or you're what? Being tech enabled. You're doing what? You're either building tech, or what? Only two options. If you notice, there's a high demand for people that have technical skills, yes? People that can build tech. So if you can code, if you can design, there's that high demand worldwide right now for people that have these skills that can build tech. In the work that I do with Consonance, one of the projects that we did, we were able to provide 50 MacBooks to young people that were learning to code. This was in 2020, and since then, and this was in partnership with Enyata, and since then, Enyata has continued that program, and every year, 50 people get 50 MacBooks and subscription to Pluralsight to basically learn to code. That is one thing that we have been doing. But I understand that everybody here would not necessarily build tech. Yeah? Not everybody is interested in it. I saw Ma when she came here. She said she's a content person. Yes? She wants to write content. But one thing that we're also not seeing is how Ma here can basically use technology in her field. And this is where it gets interesting. So when I was going to write this talk, maybe 50% of it was written by Notion AI. Yes? So I'm just here like a mouthpiece. But almost 50% of it was written by Notion AI. We've basically seen the things that have been happening with OpenAI, ChatGPT. Who have used ChatGPT here? Interesting. I need to tell your HOD to check your work double. All right. So now there's that thing where every one of us have to start thinking, how is all of this new technology advancement, how is this changing the way I'm supposed to be working? Because just like there's that demand for people that are focused on tech, building tech, there's also that increasing demand for people that are able to use those tech to do the work that they do. So no matter what it is, if it's like, let it be in content, let it be in copywriting, let it be, I don't know what you do, but no matter what it is, I can bet it with you that that work that you're doing is changing, and tech is leading that charge. And the only thing that we can do here is to ensure that we're doing one of two things. We're either building or what? We're being tech-enabled. All right. So this today, and what I have to share is how the work that I do at Bumpa, and this is where it gets interesting, is that we've been able to figure out ways to help businesses to manage their day-to-day. So we've been able to build solutions that could basically change how they do business, how they engage with their customers, how they reach new customers using technology with just their mobile phone. And I don't think that I'm smarter than most of us here. I think that most of us have the ability to actually figure out new ways. Things will change. How will this talk happen in the next 5 years? And how can you be the one to lead that charge? Yes? how will copywriting be done in the next 2 years? And how can you be the one to drive that change? Yes, because right now, you are able to do things that even people are not able to do. So for instance, I was speaking with our content person yesterday night, yes. And we're basically talking about how she can reduce the time that she spends writing an article from 1 week to 1 day. So basically, with the same time that she spends writing one article in a week, she does other things. I'm just giving it. She's able to spend that same time using these tools to release over 5 articles per day. And that is the power of technology. So if you're going to leave here with one thing that you've learned, it's that you're doing one of 2 things. You're either building tech, or you're what? Being tech-enabled. Thank you so much.